Hey there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittany Bundles, and today's video is going to be a DIY video on a braided bead style for toddlers. My daughter is 1, she'll be 2 in 2 months, and so I like doing different styles with her hair, and she loves beads and different barrettes. So the 4th of July is tomorrow, so I'm like, you know what, let's go ahead and just put some new beads in. Now for the beads, I normally like to pick different colors from the beauty supply, and I'll go there and just kind of see what they have. But I normally don't ever use off the beads that I get. I get like 2 packs of beads, and I always have a lot of beads left over. So I'm going to be using some of the beads that I have in her stash instead of buying new beads today. And I'm going to be talking a little bit about the beads that I got and what I like about them and what I don't like about them. So stay tuned for that. But be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please make sure that you are subscribed. This is going to be, like I said, a DIY tutorial type of video, so stay tuned. You don't have to be really great at doing hair. I really don't like doing hair, to be honest. I'll do hair because I like saving money, and I don't really want to have to keep scheduling appointments, and I don't like doing that for my hair either. I just rather get it done. So if you're like me and you're like, look, I really don't like doing hair all the time, but I need to get it done, this is a great video for you. So I just took down Tyra's beads. I'm actually washing her hair. I use this shampoo and conditioner in one from Suave. But if I don't have any of that, I also will use baby shampoo. There's nothing like particular, like there's not a particular brand that I'm committed to using, just whatever we have and whatever works. So these are some of the beads that I have left over. I have some blue beads, and I have some yellow, some assorted colors, and some pink, white, and clear beads. I think I'm going to do the pink, white, clear, and I also like the yellow. So we're going to just see how that looks. I let Tyra pick out the colors that she wants, so she's going to pick out the beads that we decided to go with as well. She was thinking kind of what I was thinking. And this is the moisturizer that I'm going to be using, argan oil. I also use a little bit of edge control around the front of her hair, and I use some jam, and I'm going to be using some rubber bands, and also like this bead tool, I forgot exactly what it's called, so that I can do some beads in her hair. Now, what I don't like about the beads, the beads that you saw that were like the pretty pink, white, and clear, the pretty pink beads, they like the color comes off of them really easy. So when she wore them before, it was like pink dust in her hair. It washes out, but it still like wipes off, like that whatever they use to color the bead, it wipes off pretty easily, like either on hair or like on pillowcases and different things like that. I mean, it's not too much where I'm not going to use them again, because I did decide to go ahead and use them again. They're beautiful once they're installed, but like I said, that's one of the downsides that I don't like about these beads. But I decided to go ahead and just use some of the beads we have and get those out of the way. Like I said, also Tyra pointed to the same colors I was thinking. So I do like the yellow beads as well. I like all of them. So I use the bigger size beads because I like to do bigger braids. I also like to use rubber bands, being mindful not to make too much tension around the rubber bands. But I do like using the rubber bands because when the hair starts to look a little bit older, I can just take out those rubber bands, put more moisturizer in, more edge control if I need to, and then put new rubber bands around the braids, and it gives me like another week. So if I'm busy that week and I don't have the time, or if we just don't want to do hair, because sometimes Tyra will be like, no, I don't want my hair done. Today she's actually doing a great job. I have Coco Melon playing, and she's just like relaxed, letting me do her hair. But sometimes she's like, no, she's a toddler, so she doesn't want to sit still all the time. So for weekends like that, I find it easier just to, instead of taking down her hair, taking down the braids, just replace the rubber bands. So I started doing that as like a technique that I like, and it works really well for me. So I detangled her hair. You saw the moisturizer that I used. I do that while it's still damp, and then I don't detangle her full head of hair before I get started. I'll do like a light detangle, and then I detangle as I go along as well. I'm not a huge stickler for straight parts. Like, I'll part her hair, but it doesn't have to be perfect. The same with me. If you've been following my lock journey on my main channel at Brittney Bundles, if not, I will link my lock journey down below. But I'm not even super particular about my grid with my micro locks. Like, I'm just not that person that's going to make sure every single part is perfectly straight. Now, don't get me wrong, I like to make sure that the parts are fairly straight, but yeah, I'm not gonna spend 10 minutes per part. I'm just not going to do that. And I'm not going to put a lot of edge control or gel on her hair to try and make it look super straight, I guess, or neat. It looks neat when I get done. You'll see the finished product, but like I said, the parts, if they're not completely straight, it's okay. So what I'm doing now is I'm just putting her beads on. I don't have a particular pattern. Sometimes I'll do the beads where I'll do like certain colors in a pattern, like red, white, clear, yellow, for example. And I'll do all of them like that. But for this style, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to put the beads in as long as they have the same color and the same type of theme. It's okay. So this is what I decided to do. Some have just white, gold, and yellow. Some have like just white and clear. Some have the pink, white, yellow, and clear. You know, some have all of them. It just kind of depends. But I am using this bead tool. Now, before I saw the bead tool in the pack of beads, because some of the beads don't have the tool, I was using foil. And I would just take a piece of foil and wrap it around the end of her braid. And I would slide the beads on using the foil. That works pretty well. However, I like this tool a lot better. So that's what I've been opting for lately. I did make these 2 braids in the middle of her head a lot bigger, like these sections a lot bigger than I wanted them to be. So I end up going back and making those a little smaller. I cut the sections in half. I don't know if I show that in this video or not, but I just wanted to put that out there that I do end up making those sections a little shorter. So yeah, right now I'm just continuing on. I part my section, I put the rubber band around the section, and then I braid what's in the ponytail. Either I do 1 braid or 2. If it's toward the middle and the back for more fullness, I may do like 2 braids. On the sides where she doesn't have as dense, of an amount of hair, I will do like 1 braid. And then I do like maybe 2 or 3 beads in the front, on the front sides. And I'll do more beads toward the back and toward the top in the middle. So you see right now me just parting. And it's really no rhyme or way I'm parting. I'm just making squares around her head. It doesn't have to be super perfect. Like I said, just, some squares. And putting the rubber band. I don't know how many times I wrap the rubber band around. It just kind of depends on what feels right for me. And then once I feel that I have a good amount, a good section, I'll go ahead or a good, grip on the hair with the ponytail, with the rubber bands, then I'll be done. Now, I do want to say something about the rubber bands. I showed you what type of rubber bands I use toward the beginning of the video. It's important to choose the right type of rubber bands depending on your baby's hair, because I did try some different rubber bands before and they popped so easy. Like the second day she woke up and so many of her rubber bands were popped, and I'm like, what the heck? So not all rubber bands are durable. Some of them look really cute. They're like assorted colors and different materials, but not all of the rubber bands actually, what can I say? They're all not durable. Depending on the hair texture that you're applying the rubber bands to. So now I'm using the edge control. I don't use the edge control until I get to the front. And I'm not a big edge person either. So you're not going to see me doing a lot of edges on Tyra's hair either. Just because I mean, everyone has their own preference. I just don't feel like it's necessary. So I don't do the edges. I really don't even do my edges, to be honest. But sometimes, I will, once the style gets a little bit older, if she has like excess hair in the front or something like that, then I'll maybe do some edges and things like that. But I don't leave any hair out or anything like that for edges particularly. So what I'm doing now is I'm doing the front, and these sides, I do 1 braid, and I like to put not as many beads on because the hair isn't as long on that side, nor as dense. And I tried to take her pacifier out, but she wasn't going for it. She was so into Coco Melon. Another thing that I like to do to get her to sit while I'm doing her hair is to make her feel incorporated in the process. So you can see her holding the comb, and she like hands me the comb. Sometimes I'll give her a brush and she'll hand me the brush, but she feels like she's helping, and that keeps her engaged, and it keeps her sitting a lot longer when she feels like she's actually a part of the process. So if you have like some gel once you put the top on there, or something that your toddler can hold while you're doing their hair, I would recommend giving that to them. You know, as long as it, like I said, if it's gel, if it's secured tightly, and if it's a comb, as long as they're not going to hurt themselves, like, you know, make sure you're paying attention and safety first. But and I'm sure I don't have to tell you all that, but I just wanted to put that out there as a disclaimer. But it really helps her to sit still, like I said, when she feels like she is included. Now, the edge control that I'm showing you, I used it on my hair before, and it did leave some white residue. But I found that when I put a lot of it on, and when I'm not washing my hair, like washing it out really good, then I do notice more of a buildup. I wash my hair every week, so I really don't notice too much of a buildup anymore because I don't put that much on. But if I'm really trying to do like a style where I want my edges done and slick, it can create a buildup. So I'm very cautious about that. And I don't really use the edge control to create edges on her hair. Like I said before, I mainly use the edge control just to kind of slick everything back and have it look more neat. But like I said, I'm not going overboard, or I don't want to say overboard, but I'm not taking the time to do the edge control for edges. It's just really to give it a more polished look in the front. So I'm just doing the same thing that I've done throughout the hair, parting her hair in squares and just braiding the hair down. And I'll continue doing that until all the rubber bands are in, and then we'll start putting the beads on. And I'll show you all what the finished product looks like in a little bit. So I think right here I'm just doing the middle part. So I'm kind of deciding where I want the part to be. If I want it to be, sometimes I'll do like a side part. Sometimes I'll part it like in a zigzag format. I'm just trying to see exactly how I want the hair parted. But I decided to just do a middle part and be done with it. So that's what I'm doing now. Just putting the edge control around the entire section of hair. So on the front, the sides, and the back as well. And then I'm going to comb the edge control into her hair. Remember that I already did put conditioner to moisturize, not conditioner, but she did have the shampoo and conditioner, but there's already, what do I want to call it? Why am I drawing a blank? There's already hair moisturizer in her hair, and there's already some jam, but I'm just putting the edge control there just to, like I said, to have it a little bit more slick. So I'm not using any brushes for this style. Once I have her hair as slick as I want it to be, then I go ahead and I add in my ponytail holder, the rubber band. I don't use multiple rubber bands. Some styles, depending on how big I do the sections, I will use 2 rubber bands. But these, this section wasn't too big. So I believe I just used 1 rubber band per section. And I'm actually going to do 2 braids in this portion just because the section is a little bit bigger and it can stand 2 braids. So that's what I'm doing here. All right. And I'm going to speed up the rest of this video because it's pretty much, the same as I've been doing throughout the entire video, just continuing to braid the hair that I've already parted. And yeah, that is pretty much it. I did end up taking down those braids in the middle and just making them a little smaller. My camera fell right here, so yeah, I'm just showing you that I made them into, I'm going to take those down and make them a little smaller. So that is what I'm doing, and here's about the size that I'm going to be making those sections. If you can see, now that I'm looking back, I don't think I could have held the camera a little bit more steady, but she's having a ball. She's clapping, singing songs. So we're almost done. This style took me, maybe with the wash and everything included, probably an hour and a half. And here is the finished product. It looks so pretty. She's shaking her beads. I said, go ahead and shake your hair. So she's shaking her beads. She loves it. Not too tight, not too much tension. And you can get creative with these styles. You can do like half up, half down, or just different styles with the beads. But she'll have this in for probably a week or two, maybe 3 weeks if I want to push it to that time. I can with the rubber band method that I use. But I think it turned out really, really cute. Let me know what you all think in the comments. And also let me know what you want to see next. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I will talk to you all in the next video. Bye.